I just woke up, kept seeing 911. It's usually not for everybody, but the dream that I had, there was a group of kids, different ages. It was an older man, probably like in his 30s. The older man is basically like taking advantage of them and taking them on his moves, whatnot. And I guess the other kids decided to stay behind. And there was a teenage girl. She ended up going with him to like a real tall apartment building. It had like them stairs that wrap around and go all the way up like you see in the movie. And they were looking for somebody at the top and they weren't answering the door. She was just tagging along. They went to the top and ended up coming back down because nobody answered. But on their way down the stairs and out the door, I guess the dude heard somebody open the door and close it, so he ran back up the stairs. And then after that, one of them opened fire. The dude that was with the teenager, when he ran back up the stairs, I don't know if he opened fire or the other dude opened fire. Somebody opened fire, and then the teenager ran up with him. She was a few steps behind, and she ran up with him, and she ended up getting hit with a bullet. So, y'all need to check out kids. Y'all need to be more involved to see what the fuck they doing. Because one of these babies may not make it back home. At first, I was just gonna ignore it, but I kept seeing angel numbers. So unless you want y'all babies to leave home and never return, somebody needs to be more involved. You need to check their phone. You need to see who their friends is, something. And this is only 155. And this is only 111. This is only gonna reach who it's meant to reach. This ain't for everybody. So if you got a feeling that your teenager, something feel off, something don't feel right, you feel the urge to go through their stuff, although that might seem like it's invading their personal space. Certain situations, that's necessary. Oh well, fuck that shit. If you one of them parents that just let your teenagers up and leave and do whatever they want, you don't really be paying attention to them, you need to pay attention and try to keep them at home or something. I mean, and it's a possibility that could have been in New York. There's a way that a building looked. It looked like a New York building. 233, 234. Now, when I was a teenager, I used to hang out with older people because I wasn't getting the attention I needed at home. I started getting myself involved in things that I had no business. I was lying to my daddy. Eventually found out I was lying to him. 246. He put the pieces together and he found out I was lying to him. And I felt like it happened in perfect timing because if it didn't, I may not have still been here. He don't know everything that I've been through and everything that I've witnessed. Y'all need to be more involved in your kids' life. Even if it may seem like they don't want it. 9 times out of 10, that's because they went through some type of traumatic situation where they feel detached. And they probably don't know how to accept love because you didn't teach them how to accept love in the first place. So now they're damaged and now they really don't want it and they're going to find it in other ways. And those other ways are going to get them hurt. And you ain't gonna see them again. You know, tell them when this is gonna happen. So y'all need to get involved with y'all kids now. Spend more time with them. Try not to judge them. Be a safe space for them. Because if you're not a safe space for them, then they're going to continue to run away, find other 1122 bad decisions to make. And I know because I'm only speaking from experience. 1123. Like, don't be one of those parents that, oh, you can talk to me. Our nose burning. But as soon as they tell you something you don't like, you get to going off, you ready to beat their ass. Don't do that. You're going to scare them away. And it's going to push them further and further down the wrong path. You need to genuinely love them with everything that you have. Let them know that somebody cares about them. That the streets 414 and 1123 been sitting there heavy. Yeah, y'all need to give them the love you wish you had, plus more. Love and affection from a parent goes a long way. Goes a long way. Might not be able to reverse some shit, but it can definitely keep them out of trouble. Y'all need to get out of that mindset, well, I'm the parent, I run the show, they need to listen to me. Stop being an authoritarian, I think. 444. I'm telling you now, that's not going to do anything but push them away. Especially if they're a teenager. They need to feel comfortable and confident they can come to you and talk to you without you judging them. Yeah, it might not be some shit you want to hear, but listen to them. Give them actual good advice. Not just, oh, well, that was stupid. You shouldn't have did that shit. Don't do that. Making them feel inferior is going to make the situation worse. And then one day you're going to look back and be like, damn, I should have treated you better. Damn, I should have loved on you more. And maybe this wouldn't have happened. Love on them now before it's too late. Because that teenager in the dream, she didn't even look like she wanted to be there. She was literally just tagging along because she was bored. And I used to do shit like that. Like when my daddy wasn't at home, I literally used to be hanging out with drug dealers, fucking smoking. I ended up 533. It even got to the point where I didn't have to have nobody else buy my drinks or my blunts out the store. I was so mature at my age. I bought that shit myself. I didn't need nobody else to buy it. So I was literally living an adult life, 544, at the age of 15, 16. So much shit that happened to me in my childhood. I felt like I ain't had nowhere else to go. And no, I didn't even feel safe talking to my daddy. Because I knew once I would have said something to him, I always felt like I was gonna be judged and receive backlash. Which is what happened 80% of the time. The other 20% was not something after I got my ass beat or whatever the case happened already. 611. So yeah, you need to be a safe space for them now. Get that shit out of your head. Oh, I'm the adult, they're the child. They need to do everything I say. They don't have an opinion. Don't do that. Do not do that. Because I can guarantee you if I would have had a safe space, I probably wouldn't have 5 kids and 4 baby daddies. Nor would I have gotten raped and taken advantage of so many times. Like, it wasn't just my sister and my mom's friend. It was so many more in my teenage years. Now, all of that could have been prevented if I felt safe at home. If I felt like I had a safe space. If I felt like I had somewhere where I fit in. Because 9 times out of 10, that's all they want. They want to be around people that don't judge them. They don't belittle them. There needs to be some type of balance. If there's boundaries drawn, 707, and they still feel safe enough to come to you, then they're not even going to want to live that life no more. But if you stay on their neck 24/7 and only involved with them when they doing something wrong, then that's going to push them away. That's going to make them want to go find other things to get into. And it's not going to be nothing good. So I don't know who this is for, but you need to take heed of the situation now. Involve yourself more now. Don't wait, because then it may be too late.